Okay, so my name is Davian, everyone. I'm one of the main contributors at Media NFT Portal. I focus on NFT architecture and business development. And I got interested in crypto about 3 years ago. It was a buzzing topic. And then, especially when COVID-19 happened, we had all the lockdowns. It was easy to understand. You had, I think we all had a lot of time during those times to read and take interest. I started investing, learning, and then I began to build. A friend of mine, Felipe, he's another member of Media NFT Portal, another contributor. He was working on an NFT protocol that he had mentioned to me, and I had been trying to build my own, and our ideals just merged together. And I've been with Media ever since for almost a year from the beginning stages.
So for someone that has no idea what Media is, can you kind of explain what it is?
Absolutely. Media NFT Portal is a blockchain as a service technology for NFTs, and it's built to be user friendly for everyone. Anyone that joins our portal should be able to mint, create, and market their NFTs. And that's what we're all about. We're all about using the easiest format where the user doesn't have to do much work. We use the latest Web3 and blockchain technology with our automated services for them. So it's kind of like OpenSea, but on steroids and much easier.
So you have I noticed you have this tagline, the gateway into the metaverse. What do you mean by that?
So when you think of a gateway, you think of an entrance, right? Like it's something that grants access for you.
Sure.
What we're doing is we're providing access to a host of plentiful services, various services that help people market, campaign, anybody from promoters to entertainers to influencers. It's just helping them get noticed. When you look at different NFT protocols that exist today, you don't really have that. You don't really have that connection to anything beyond just posting and selling. They have to market themselves. Here with us, we provide that gateway just as we call it the meta gate. And it's because we're taking you beyond the scope of what you could do with NFTs and Web3. And it's with the set of tools and services that truly help you leverage the blockchain along with your socials, along with any campaign you create. Because it's the future, it's here and now. It's not just promises. We want to help people connect not just their ideas of NFTs, but along with their socials, along with who they are in their everyday life.
So can you tell me a little bit about the team behind the project? I know when I was looking at your website, you have a list of quite a few team members. Can you just tell me a little bit about the team?
Oh, of course. We have a team of about 25 people.
Wow.
We're growing in size all the time. You know what I mean? We're very, very diverse. We're all working together around the globe. So it's basically 24/7 working, like a working schedule, because due to our different time zones. So we have specialists from India, Ukraine, Eastern Europe. We have specialists from Canada. Myself, I'm in California in the United States. We have workers in Latin America and as well as Nigeria. Front end, front end developers, back end developers, full stack, you name it.
Wow, that's a pretty big team. I certainly know what it's like to work in crypto, and it's kind of like it's a 24-hour job. It just has to be something you love for sure. With a team that size, man, that now I know you guys. Where did Media first launch? Because I know you support different blockchains. Where did you guys first launch, and how is it you came to Phantom?
Well, we first launched back through Bluezilla with Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum, but we noticed that Phantom, you got like it has amazing gas prices. It has it's almost gasless. Am I correct? It's just a perfect
Yeah,
fit.
it's cheap. It's cheap. Yep.
So it's a perfect fit for DeFi and NFT protocols. It's a perfect fit. So
Yeah.
imagine the size of a campaign you can market through Phantom with a platform like ours that allows people to promote and market digital and visual content through their socials. I don't know if you've been notified, but we have a list of integrated services that you can directly link from our events gallery. So if you were to run a campaign, you could easily connect our platform to your Facebook, your Snapchat. Snapchat's to come, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Spotify. It's a beautiful list of services that you could just directly connect to your Instagram. So that way, it's like a one-stop shop, all in one platform that people could easily access. So you don't have to have any education in NFTs or Web3 to begin using our platform to address your community, because it's all about participation. If you're launching an NFT and you want your, I guess you'd say your inner community to know about it and your friends and family, perhaps it's a perfect way to just market that.
Oh, can you kind of so when we think of, especially on Phantom, we think of NFT marketplaces. We have one called PaintSwap, which has been excellent. But I know you guys are providing. I mean, you're going into it. You're providing more services. Can you kind of give me a break? Give me maybe run me through a use case. Like, let's say a project want to launch on Phantom, an NFT project. How would using your service differ from, so right now in our NFT space, someone has a project. They have to create a website to mint them. Then they promote it themselves on Twitter, let's say, and then they provide those NFTs to be bought and sold on a marketplace. How would using your service be different? Like, how, like, can you just run me through like an imaginary use case maybe of how ideally someone would use Media Eye to really take advantage of what you guys can do?
So, like I said earlier, we're like an all-in-one platform. So that means that if somebody had a project per se and they wanted to get that to the public, they essentially would be create like they would essentially be have access to a cheaper marketing tools for rapid deployment, and they would be able to take ownership of whatever they're releasing. They would, like, somebody who is unfamiliar with I guess you would say the NFT space. For example, say if my grandma wanted to join and for some reason she wanted to release an NFT collection, she'd have a list of services at her door that no one else in the industry currently has at the moment. For example, we have airdrops and events where she would be able to airdrop anything that she creates. And it doesn't just have to be NFTs; it could also be tokens.
Cool.
So if she had a token that she wanted to promote or anything like that, she could do that because we deliver effective digital content directly, and that creates identity, of course. And inadvertently, anyone that invests in her will become a stakeholder, and it'll be automated on the blockchain. Everything that you do will be automated, so you don't really have to do a lot of work per se, but you can keep up with everything easier. So we provide the services and the tools. We provide the tools and services that help you not only deploy but reach global markets by assisting to make sure that your reach. We address reach. We want the reach to go outside of what you can normally do on OpenSea or any marketplace that currently exists.
Yeah, that's what I've launched a couple of my own NFT products, and I get that question a lot. Like, how do you do it? How do you create a website? How do you make sure people know what's happening? Especially from people that really have no idea no idea what they're doing, and it's hard to help people like that. So it's interesting that you're providing a service for someone that really has no idea, especially for artists out there, which are really the most important aspect of it. You have the artists, and they just don't know how to get it out there. So that was something. I was looking at your site, and I noticed you guys have different NFT minting options. I think I should probably pull it up so I can take a look at them. There was one in particular. It was something like let's see, Media Eye.
And also, if you allow me to interject really fast, I want to throw something in there. We're cost effective. We're cost effective. If, say, for example, a brand influencer or artist wanted to distribute or pay for advertising, I'm pretty sure it will be in the thousands for just to get a proper, I guess you would say, advertising done.
Mm-hmm.
With us, it would be way cheaper. It would be in the hundreds, less than 500. So I think that's going to change the game as far as advertising your personal digital content, on a global scale, and as well as the cost effect. But being cost efficient is important in crypto.
Oh, for sure.
And with FTM, that's going to help tremendously.
So yeah, so you had something. So you have some different minting options. I'm trying to log in. I'm having some difficulties here, real quick. Can you kind of go over some of those options, if you know what I'm talking about? There was something in particular that caught my eye, and I'm trying to think of the word for it. It was like it was a giant mint or something.
It was a jumbo mint. So our
Jumbo mint,
jumbo,
yes.
yes.
What does that mean? That really caught my attention. What's the jumbo mint mean?
So I was waiting for that question because here's
Yes.
another huge kicker that helps us advance. So our jumper mint feature will allow any user that chooses to use the service of Jumbo Mint to create an unlimited amount of NFTs. We have very unique IFPS service that will allow anybody to mint almost any size of NFTs collections. And the creator, it'll be cost efficient for the creator because they don't have to pay gas fees. The buyer will. So anyone that buys from a large collection will just have to adjust that, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, that's
So it's
interesting.
most protocols that exist today for NFTs, there's a limit to how much you can mint. With us, it's infinite, it's unlimited. You could create. I think when during our testing, we were able to mint over 1 million NFTs for a collection.
Oh wow. Okay, so
So
that's what you mean. Yeah. So yeah, most people maybe 10,000 is a high range, right? I think, or that might even be average on OpenSea or what have you. But yeah, doing 1 million.
because imagine the music industry or someone who needs to
Yeah.
get a digital product to millions or to hundred thousands. That'll be a huge benefit for them to have that at their disposal.
Yeah, that's where it makes more sense. I see. Yeah. So something for that when it's not really something that's meant to be consumed on a wider, but a larger amount, right?
And it's
That
not
makes.
it's, absolutely, and I don't think that's offered on other platforms. It's quick and easy to do. It's on the spot, and you could deploy that within minutes. It won't take days. It won't take hours. It's pretty quick.
Well, so that brings up my next question. So, you have a token, the I token, and it makes me wonder: is that how you pay fees, or what is the use for that token?
So iToken is the utility token for our community centric based because Media in total is a community centric platform. So what the iToken does is it helps users save by utilizing the iToken. It can be farmed through our cohort farms, where if somebody chooses to stake their iToken for a use case on Media platform, they have a chance to receive back 50% of the fees collected from the platform.
Mm.
So that's a huge plus, right?
Mm-hmm.
They can use this for our, I'm pretty sure you're going to ask this soon, but our subscriptions. They'll be able to use that for discounts for our subscriptions, discounts for our services. So it's just basically the utility token that keeps I running in different ways. It doesn't really necessarily stand alone. It's just its use case is based around making sure that our users have something to benefit and work with to leverage.
Yeah, so if I wanted to run a campaign, I don't have to pay an I, but I can, and it would be less expensive. Is that essentially
And
how?
I'm glad you asked that. You don't have to pay an I. We also offer an iSwap feature. We have a token swap feature on our platform by the name of iSwap, and you can swap between almost any blockchain and any token that you like.
Nice.
And if you pay with one, you automatically unlock the features for the other.
Well, so you have some subscription services. You have in the docs it mentions you have free and subscription services. Can you kind of elaborate on what those are?
Of course. So our free minting service allows users, anybody could join that. Anybody can mint up to 50 megabytes of data on the blockchain with our free service. And it just basically allows users to, get started to mint, but you won't be able to completely mint collections because we don't want to go the route of Rarible and OpenSea when they first started. They're great services, but there was a lot of, I guess you would say, their market was clogged by a lot of frauds and scams.
Yes.
So we don't want that. That's the reason why we created our subscription service to kind of filter that out. So we limit the free account. So that way, anyone who seriously wants to mint a collection will have to move over from minting number one to level number from minting on a free account to a level one, which will allow users to mint up to 100 megabytes or more. And you could actually mint a collection with our level one. And if you hold an I token, if you're an I token holder, or you possess any I tokens, you can get up to a 15 or 20% discount on your subscription fees.
Oh, okay.
Level two, you'd have the capability to mint up to 250 megabytes. And it also allows you to use different services like our Jumbo Mint, our generative collection creator, which I think we need to get into as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Have you ever created a generative collection or had interest in doing so?
Yes.
So if you know if you've ever done that, then you know there's a little bit of coding that goes in detail with that. With us, it's fully automated. You can mint generative collections to us. We do the coding for you.
Nice.
So our services allow access to that, similar as well as our Jumbo Mint that we touched on earlier. To users who have from our level 1 or our level 2 services, they have the capability to use those. Without a level 1 or level 2 subscription, you won't be able to use some of the higher end services that we offer.
So what do you have? So I know you guys are in development. What do you have on your roadmap for the rest of 2022?
So for the rest of our roadmap for 2022 is we want to get the platform into public out of beta. Right now, we're still working on our beta launch, but we'll soon, shortly after beta launch, that's when we'll be moving towards full release. And we also want to connect, I guess you would say, different blockchains such as Solana and Avalanche.
So if you, what does that mean that you're in beta now versus?
So
Yeah, go ahead.
beta is just a testing process to make sure that all of the functionalities are functional. It's a large platform, so you want to make sure that there are no errors, no bugs. We want to give our users the best platform that we possibly can. We want to make sure that it's clean, it's frictionless, it's seamless, that everything works spot on. So beta testing is very important. We take it serious. We don't want to launch and then have something serious or major happen during the launching period. So we've been testing it, and we should have that beta launch out shortly to where anyone can use it. Right now, we have a private group for testing. So if any of you guys at SpookySwap or any of your community members that are listening would like to join, you're more than welcome. I could give you the link later, and you could probably share it with your community if they like to test our platform.
Yeah, so that's a great point. So this functionality, if you guys want to, it's not fully open to the public. This is something that if you want to test this, because obviously there's a lot of great services involved here that would make anyone trying to launch an NFT product a lot easier, a lot, like you say, frictionless. So if you want to test it, you would want to get in touch with the community. What's the best way to get involved with your community?
Discord, so the best way to get involved, it would be Telegram and our Twitter. That's where we're the most active at the moment. Our Telegram community is wonderful. It's very interesting. It's a community that's growing, and it would be the perfect way to connect with us. We're really fast at communicating back to you there. It just works for us due to our different time zones. I'm pretty sure you understand.
Yeah,
so that way, if anybody joins at say it's 12 a.m. on your end, you're probably sleeping. But if your community members at a different country want to speak, we have moderators there and team members. Most of our team members will respond to you. And I think it's hard for most companies to get in contact with developers, contributors. It's not that easy. With us, it's a little different. You can reach us. We're available. Perfect. So Twitter and Telegram. And also, we have another service that I didn't mention earlier, which is a meta avatar service, where it's essentially creating your identity on the Web3 on the blockchain via Web3, and it allows people to create their own identity through a meta avatar. And that service will be released shortly after our beta launch or after our public release. And the difference between these avatars and current avatars that you see in Web3 or that are Web2 based, these avatars will allow you to store data. Any preference that you choose to share with someone will be available to you and to the public. So can you imagine an influencer that creates a meta avatar and they would like to brand for a company?
Yeah, no, that is super cool. And I did see that on your site, and was curious about that. So that I'm really glad you brought that up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so looking forward, do you have any kind of idea on timelines or anything like that? I always have I've learned not to ask devs about timelines. But do you have any kind of timelines on when you'll have maybe public release of all of this? And I know that's hard to estimate.
It's very hard to estimate because things always come up. But essentially, we're looking between July and September. Like between July and August, we're just looking to release Mediai's platform in the public beta. So we want to release the meta avatars. We're going to be launching syndicated TV interviews. We have LP tokens and task of referral programs, which is our liquidity pool tokens that people will be able to hold by staking I. They'll receive a special NFT that gives them like complete free access. So if you held an LP token, which is an NFT, you could essentially have a free, I guess you would say, subscription. You can have a free subscription for up to 6 months to a year.
Oh, nice.
And then we're going to be onboarding NFT collections. We want to release platinum creator incentive programs, start the release of our NFT campaigns with our KOLs, entertainers, and partner protocols. We have a really special entertainment partner that we'll be discussing soon. We can't really release any details yet, but it's just one of many. And if anyone's listening now and you're in the music or film industry, please contact me and I could assist you. I guess you would say we're going to initiate an I token burn for ETH and Binance. So that way once we do that, we'll be releasing I on Phantom.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So that'll help a lot. We're going to set up and integrate I token cohort farms on FTM. And then after that, we're just simple things like announcing partnerships, our complete public beta, media I commercial release, assist our partners, creators, KOLs, entertainers, brands, anything to release global campaigns. Our meta avatars will have a larger library by then, and it'll be like pay as you go services, because we think that's important to have for people to have choices to pay as they go. So there's not just one initial fee or a monthly fee for that. We want to get whatever is cost effective and cost efficient for our users. That's what we care about.
Awesome. Okay, well, so let me look. That was kind of it for my questions. But let me go ahead and look through our community questions. So, for anyone here, I'm going to be looking at the AMA question section, starting with we have Andy R here, and he's let me look through these. So, So expert and inexperienced users have different ways of dealing with the world of investments given the difference in experience that separates them. Media I presents itself as a favorable platform for both. How do you manage to keep access to your service simple so that it is affordable for inexperienced users, at the same time manage to meet the demands that advanced user may request? So I guess how do you continue to keep the service simple for new users while also providing advanced users a good experience?
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's a user-friendly interface, and it's created for inexperienced and experienced users alike. So that way, it's made simple. I think experienced users will like automated services to where they don't have to combine, unless they wanted to for whatever reason. It's automated. There's a lot of services that nowadays require a lot of work on your end, from behind the computer, from behind wherever you're minting or creating your collection from. We offer services that make life easier for you, because that's all that Web3 should be about, is improving the lives of others. So our platform, as you can see, our platform offers a plethora of services that are engineered and designed to help the inexperienced user as well as experienced users have an easier time, faster, more efficient, rapid deployment within minutes, global marketing and promotion, and ownership. Inadvertently, everyone's creating collections so that they can own something and take that identity of whatever they're creating. So I hope that answers your question, Andy.
Yeah, so I have another question from Andy. So the question is, so Media I intends to work on many blockchains, right? So how do you guys plan to NFT assets to create on one chain moving to another? Is that going to be possible to migrate from NFTs from one chain to another?
Absolutely. We have we're a multi cross-chain subscription service. So if you subscribe on Phantom, for example, and you want to switch between blockchains, you'll have that capability to do so.
Perfect. Okay, so another question is in regards to this media avatar. Can you tell us what are the functionalities that this allows? What is the main objective of this section? What levels of avatar customization will be allowed? So that, I think you kind of covered some of that, but yeah, in regards to the avatar customization, what exactly is this? Is this essentially making your own NFT, or what does it mean to have avatar customization?
So having an avatar customization has a lot to do with identity. It's an avatar that you'll be able to link along with your social media platforms outside of Media I. It's a way for people to identify you on Web3 and the blockchain, preparing you for the metaverse. it's a part of our metagame. You know, we really want to utilize these meta avatars for people to understand that there's an identity outside of your identity that you can choose, that you can customize, whatever you like. It's a preference data storage.
Yeah, so that brings up a good point. So let's say if I have a PFP, I've tried to. So back when I first started on Phantom, I created my own profile pic, right? And just kind of edited it. And I've tried to stay in that same branding, just because once someone knows you, you try to keep your branding. So is this kind of a similar aspect of where you're creating your own PFP or whatever this avatar is, but you're also then able to add information. So if people have my PFP, they can look at it and go like, oh, and then you have all this data on chain that I've decided to put on there. Like, let's say it has my embedded Twitter in it or something like that. Is that essentially what people will be able to do with this?
People will be able to, it's user discretion. So whatever preferences someone would like to share with the public through their avatar, they'll have a choice to do that. So it's essentially what you're saying, but it's going to be a little different because it's going to be more interactive. So it's essentially a PFP, but on the next level, as far as like 3D character, as far as being able to utilize that in the public eye. So when people see that, they're like, "Oh, okay, that's Owen's avatar, or that's SpookySwap's avatar." You know, potentially just speaking on terms of the future.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, it's identifiable. It's creating an identity that extends beyond just a profile picture. Because when you think of somebody and they have like a avatar, unless it's related to one of the most popular NFT collections that's relevant today, you really don't know what you're not going to remember what their profile picture is, correct?
Sure.
But if they have an identity through the form of a meta avatar, something about them might stand out to where you see that meta avatar, you automatically identify with the person behind it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's
a true avatar.
I'll bring up an example. So I was at Consensus here in Austin recently, and 2 Chainz was one of the guests, and he was talking about how he was trying to buy an ape. He was like, I wanted to spend $200,000. I was trying to buy an ape, but I couldn't find one that represented me. Like, I just couldn't find one that I identified with. He ended up being happy he didn't buy one later, but it was just kind of a funny thing when he was talking about it, because he just couldn't find something that he could really identify with. So it'd be interesting to have a way to create your own that is on chain. More than than just creating your own piece of art or something like that. You know, maybe he could have bought an ape and changed it somehow, or add customization to it to make it more where he identified with it. Yeah, that's
absolutely. And you know, first off, 2 Chainz is amazing. I love his music and I love his show on Vice. And I think for any artist such as 2 Chainz, I think you're absolutely right. It gives them a choice to customize and create their own identity for however they want. Whereas if you buy from an NFT collection that's already set in the unique rarities, you can't really change them much. For example, you had Eminem and Snoop Dogg release a wonderful music video recently, utilizing their bored apes that they hold, their bored apes that they own, and they were able to put it in the form of a music video. I'm not sure if you've seen that or maybe the community has. I would say check it out after this. It was wonderful. They basically became the bored apes in their video. They transformed into them in their own virtual NFT based world in the form of music. And it was to me that automatically just stamps the branding of Web3. It's moving on. It was like I saw glimpses of their past in the form of art from where they started, all in one place. And it's just, you could just see the brand identity come alive. And with meta avatars, you'll be able to do much more than just be based on one collection of piece of art that you own.
Interesting. Yeah, cool. Okay, so here another question. In February of this year, you chose to integrate Chainlink price feeds to facilitate payments in different tokens with Media.eye. I saw that you were also planning to integrate Chainlink VRF into the platform. What functions would this Chainlink utility perform with Media.eye? I don't know if you're familiar with Chainlink VRF, but if you are.
Yes, Chainlink VRF will allow users to, it offers a little bit more, if I'm correct, it offers more capabilities to build on the sense of like randomly generated, I guess you would say collections or anything related to NFTs. And we partnered with Chainlink due to that, because we will be having to help users create their collections, and we want to give them even more easier automated services. So that chain link partnership will work tremendously with users who may want something a little more. They may need help with randomization. They may not have the capability to, I guess you would say, format something as far as how they want to present their NFTs collections or anything they're trying to sell.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Chainlink works perfect there, if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah, no, that makes perfect. Yeah, for randomization, maybe on generative collections or something like that.
Absolutely.
So, okay, cool. Regarding NFT Hub, what are the NFT markets that are monitored in this section, and what criteria are taken in account to include them? Can you trade these markets directly from NFT Hub? So this is in regard to NFT Hub.
So our Meta Hub, that's what we call it, our NFT Hub. It essentially covers media first, of course, and it gives users an idea of what's going on. Our top collections, our most popular collections, even features our new collections, our top 10 users of that particular time. And what that does is it just coordinates more information to flow. But we also cover things outside of media, which is the NFT market in total. So yes, users will be able to utilize that information to make, I guess you would say, better decisions towards buying, or they can see what's popular. It just gives more data. The more data, the better, like upfront, so you don't have to leave our platform to go research it elsewhere. Our main goal is to keep everyone on our platform without having to leave. So having that information for the hub available to you is essential.
Perfect. Okay, so I got a question from Logus767. In relation to the million pixel canvas, each pixel is an NFT token with its location that users will have the opportunity to buy, sell, rent, and paint them to create any image. What solutions will the platform provide to protect the copyrights of creators, artists, and prevent the different NFTs from being copied?
Well, essentially, each NFT will have its own token address on the blockchain, so that in itself will be trackable. So our millions canvas will be, if somebody was to replicate that, they still wouldn't utilize the original token address that would be available to the public.
Yeah, I mean that's generally the way NFT art works, right? Is the original is tied on the blockchain. So although you can click save as images, you can't duplicate the blockchain. So
absolutely, it's very unique.
Okay,
and
so
we also
yeah, go ahead.
We also offer, for our use case of NFTs, what you can mint. We'll have 721 available, of course, and 1155. So that's general information, but just in case anyone that's listening doesn't understand, 721 is an individual, unique asset on the blockchain that can't be replicated, whereas 1155 could be an asset that can have multiple copies of itself, but generated from the same token address.
Another question. I would like to know if the Media Eye metaverse is based on player skills and stats. That is, having an avatar that identifies us in NFT will give users an advantage and an increase in statistics in game purchases. Also, will the avatar that identifies us have any value? Well, obviously, the value would be based on if you want to trade on the marketplace. But is there anything in metaverse stats or player skills with Media Eye?
Absolutely. If a user chooses to store that data within the avatar, they'll absolutely have the choice. Excellent. Similar to most gaming, if you look at Xbox Live or PlayStation, there's a point system, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Where you can see what a user has, their achievements. You can see what they've accomplished in the game, and that's what kind of builds your credibility in the gaming world. If a user chooses to utilize those preferences with their meta avatar, they'll have more than enough lee room to do that. So definitely you can store all of those skills.
Nice. Yeah, it's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. A lot of questions. I'm not going to be able to get through all of them, but okay, so being the design, art, and originality fundamental pieces for an NFT MetaFi project, consider that you have design development team and the necessary tools to give an attractive value to the NFTs so that the user can buy an NFT with Media Eye feels satisfied. That question doesn't even make sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense to you.
No, I didn't understand. If it's in terms of design, are they looking for a designer? I'm confused.
I'm confused on that one. So, okay. It's easy to talk about achievements and strengths of a project, but can you tell us what is the biggest obstacle or limitation faced by Media Eye? So, good question, especially in this bear market. What are some of the obstacles or limitations you guys are facing?
Well, it's a large platform. It's a very large platform. So in the past, we've announced that we'll be launching in this time, and we quickly learned it's not feasible to do that because when you're hosting such a large amount of services and tools, it takes time to build these things and to make sure that they function well. So the biggest challenge that we face is just staying up to date, keeping our hosting going after launch, pre-launch and after launch. So that will be our biggest obstacle, I believe, is just making sure that our platform is performing effectively and correctly. It's going to be a tough battle uphill as far as making sure that a platform with so many different intricate areas, it's going to be hard to keep up with, but it won't be impossible. That's why we're going through a very very extensive beta testing period.
Yeah, for sure. You're trying to do a lot, and it's difficult. I've certainly seen that and how that can be. And so, in regards to your avatars, will these just be 2D, or can you have 3D avatars?
You have the choice to utilize 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional avatars,
Nice.
and it'll consist of a large library for you to choose different features and assets that you can feature on your avatar, and as well as potentially creating your own.
Nice. Okay, so I got another question by Cry. I really like the concept of charity. Can you share more details about it, and how can NGOs or other charity registered under Media Eye, under the Media Eye charity place, can any organization from any part of the world participate? And which tokens are needed to do charity?
Oh, that's a wonderful question, and let me answer that. So, if there's any nonprofit organization that would like to be a part of our charity place, they can absolutely do so. But they must be registered. They must be known, and they can register through our charity place. We have a registration form that can be filled out, and we will allow anybody to create a profile for themselves with a banner, logo. It'll give people the option to trade any token that they like. I don't know if earlier, if you remember when I shared about our iSwap, so users can swap any token from any blockchain to use for the charity. We're partnered with the Giving Block. I don't know if you're familiar with the Giving Block. They
I'm not. No.
well, what they do is they make fundraising easy for nonprofits and charities, nonprofit organizations and charities through the blockchain. So our partners are really good at that. They help everything that a fundraiser who's unfamiliar with crypto, they help them access cryptocurrency tokens from any blockchain. And with our iSwap, that'll be huge. And we have a directed connection from our iSwap to switch between blockchains for anyone that would like to donate from their NFT collections. And if a user decides to donate, I would say if they sell out and they have a huge NFT collection, they have a choice to choose whatever percentage that they like to share with charity of their choosing.
Nice. So yeah, you brought up iSwap. So I do have a question about iSwap. So how does it work internally? So exchange. So when you're saying you can exchange I with any other token, is this using a swap aggregator? Are you guys going to have its own liquidity? How does that plan to work?
Essentially, it's basically an aggregator. We're working closely with a company by the name of Rubrik, and what they allow users to do is it won't just be for I. You can swap anything. You can swap Ethereum to Binance. It's not just for I, but it helps you use our platform to get where you need to get to as far as blockchain.
Yeah, I think that answers it. So you guys partnered with Rubrik, so that's a great answer there to explain it. What are the competitive advantages of your project? I think we've kind of gone over those. Oh, so this is a good question. So OpenSea has just suffered another hack. How secure will Media Eye platform be? And to match this with another person's question, will you guys have bug bounties?
Absolutely. Anything that we'll have a ton of bug bounties. We'll have a ton of tasks. We have a large team. We have some of the best developers that out there. So as far as hosting and securities, our certain IFPS service that we use are very, very safe and secure as far as the blockchain. Because essentially, what we do is we offer the cross chain subscriptions for a reason. Because if somebody was trying to hack, it would be very hard to, I guess you would say, hack the system of subscription. They wouldn't have any idea of who this is because your personal information wouldn't be there. It would be your wallet address, if that makes any sense. So a user's profile and account will be in connection to their whatever their activity is on the platform. So with the subscription service and the backing behind that type of security, it'll make it a lot harder for people to hack that.
Perfect. So another question in regards to promotion. So what does it mean actually to promote? What is the promote option? I know you've kind of mentioned it about doing media campaigns, but maybe if you can circle back to that, what is it to promote, and how do you use your service to promote your NFT campaign?
So we have a spotlight feature that allows users to spotlight and highlight their collections or NFTs on our homepage or about page. It's just always there, essentially offering them not ad space, but we have a banner specifically made for NFT creators or content creators to share their services. You could list events the same way: spotlight for events, spotlight for listings, spotlight for your airdrop, spotlight for a product, spotlight for anything that you'd like to share with the public. So it'll just always be there. They'll have a more access to share their content with our users. And as far as promotion, we have correspondents and journalists, and different people that can help cover your project.
Yeah, so I have one more question from myself actually. So I have a family member who is a music artist, doesn't know anything about NFTs. If he wanted to, let's say, create a song or something like that and make it into an NFT, is that something he could use your platform to do?
Absolutely. We're all about distribution. We're all about rapidly deploying and making sure that we help cover any category of NFT, which is music, film, any of that. So if he'd like to make a song, he could definitely upload. It's an MP3 file. So he could definitely mint that as an NFT and add it to the blockchain indefinitely, as well as having a profile on our platform and an account where he can list his identity. He can share his musical content. You know, his if he had a press kit or anything about himself or what he's done, he has a choice to write that in his bio. He could also, here's the killer part: the social media integration directly from our platform. So if he was to go live, say if he was a popular artist or upcoming artist, it would give a way for him to connect with his community.
Yeah, that's great. So is that, I wonder, is that who is kind of your, when you think of his team, is who is kind of your target audience? Who is your big target that you guys want to succeed and get? Just kind of a general question.
So our niche is anyone that wants to seek to learn more about Web3. We want to help them improve anything that they like to do. We would like to assist with. So it's pretty much open to anyone that's new to this experience. We don't really have a specific niche of person that we're looking for to use our platform. We want this to be open to everyone. Does that answer your question?
Well, one more I want to ask. So there were some questions in regards to the I token. So I know you kind of mentioned it in regards to you have cohort staking. I think you mentioned you're going to do some burns of I on BSC. I think you said, in Ethereum, and then we would be seeing I here on Phantom.
Absolutely. So
yeah, go ahead. Do you have any other plans for the I token?
So the I token, since Media I will be a multi-chain protocol, we definitely want to make the use case of I available for all blockchains that we list on our platform. So it'll be available for Phantom in the future, Solana, and Avalanche as well. So we just want to make the use case of I even more, so our holders receive more and more perks.
Perfect. Well, with that said, is there anything else you'd like to share with our community that we haven't covered?
I think we've covered everything. As far as iToken as well, there will also be a reward program that we offer for the top 10 users of each blockchain. So at the end of the month, top 10 users will be able to receive a reward in the form of high or different cash prizes.
And what does that mean by top 10 user?
So if you're a top 10 user, if you're a user and you're utilizing our platform and getting a lot of activity, and you have a decent NFT protocol, you're buying, you're just connected, you're participating, you have a chance to be one of our top 10 users, and that applies to all blockchains. So you could be a top 10 user in Binance Smart Chain, you could be a top 10 user in Ethereum, a top 10 user in Phantom, top 10 user in Solana and Avalanche in the future.
Perfect. Okay,
Great
awesome.
way to collect rewards.
Well, Davian, I really appreciate you spending your time with us here and answering our community questions and mine. I think I might send my relative that I mentioned your way. Now, right now, if people want to test your product, the best way is to get in touch in Telegram, correct? So,
Absolutely.
so if you can go ahead and give me maybe your link tree or something like that, we'll go ahead and post it here. And I encourage anyone to go out there and reach out to you guys and learn more and take advantage of what you guys are producing.
Thank you so much, Owen. Yes, I'll get you that link tree so that way anyone can reach us if need be.
Yeah, perfect. You're very welcome. And thanks everyone for taking part. Really appreciate you guys listening to me ramble, and definitely to hear from Davian and Media.
Thank you guys. And we're always open. Any questions you have, feel free to contact us in Telegram.
Great. Okay. Awesome.
Thank
Thanks,
you
guys.
so much, Owen.
You're welcome. Thanks, everybody.
Okay. Bye-bye, guys.